Michael Jackson rehearsed one moment more than any song he ever performed. It wasn't a lyric. It wasn't a dance move.
It was 3 seconds of silence, right before the music hit,
Right before the crowd exploded.
right before the moment everyone remembers. Most performers focus on what happens during the song.
Michael focused on what happened just before it.
He understood something most artists never think about. The audience decides how big a moment is before it even happens.
People who worked with Michael said he would stop full rehearsals just to adjust that pause, 1 second longer, half a second shorter, a different angle of the head, a slower breath.
He treated that silence like it was part of the music.
And it worked. When Michael stepped onto the stage, he didn't rush. He let the audience see him, process him, anticipate him.
That waiting created pressure, and pressure creates emotion.
That's why crowds screamed before he sang a single word. That's why people fainted before the first note.
Nothing had happened yet, but everything was already happening in their minds.
Michael understood that humans hate unfinished moments. When something feels incomplete, the brain demands resolution.
He used that instinct against the audience, stretching anticipation until it became unbearable. Then, and only then, he moved.
The move itself almost didn't matter. Because by that point, the release was guaranteed. The audience had already committed emotionally. Leaving early wasn't an option. Looking away wasn't an option. They needed to see how it resolved. This wasn't instinct. It was trained.
Michael practiced stillness as deliberately as others practiced choreography.
He rehearsed the exact second when the music should start. The exact beat when the lights should change. The exact moment when the silence should break.
That level of control is why his performances feel larger in memory than they were in reality. Time seemed to slow down around him. Moments stretched. Seconds felt heavy. And no one else could replicate it because copying the moves was easy. Copying the patience wasn't. Most performers are afraid of silence.
Michael trusted it.
He knew that when you give people space to imagine what's coming, they will build something bigger than you ever could.
That's the real reason Michael Jackson's performances are still talked about decades later.
Not because of what he did, but because of how long he made people wait to see it. And if there's one lesson in all of this, it's that the moments people remember most aren't always the loudest or the fastest. Sometimes they're the quiet ones that make everyone lean forward, afraid to blink.
If you want more stories like this, the invisible decisions that turned artists into legends, subscribe.
This channel isn't about nostalgia. It's about understanding why greatness works.